Hey, it is your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We're zooming in and focusing in on a very important personality trait of a covert narcissist, and that is the trait of being cunning. Cunning, we think of maybe somebody who is criminal intent, someone who is operating by deceit, someone who is utilizing a lot of hiding or avoidant behavior. And this very much is true, but in a very covert, meaning unseen or unobvious way. And cunning is really meaning to have or show skill in achieving one's end by deceit or evasion. Evasion. Evasion basically means to escape, to be evasive from, to be aloof from, to be untouchable, unreachable. And in a relationship with a covert narcissist, they will conveniently become evasive. And this becomes really deceitful because it becomes a whole proliferation or foundation of avoidance versus confrontation or facing the music, the truth, the reality, the actual needs of the relationship, and being accountable, being responsible, being forthright, being open, being transparent, being honest, being present with another individual. And so if you are in a relationship with a covert narcissist, you will most likely experience this tinge of avoidance, which is very cunning in behavioral traits. And when we look at really this sort of evasiveness, this is oftentimes wrought with a number of different excuses. And if we look at the root word of evasion, basically it means to evade something or an indirect answer. So very indirect, not really sort of all the way there, not all the way present in the relationship. And the root word of evasion comes from the Latin evadere and transformed into evasio, and then the English evasion, basically meaning prevaricating excuse in the late Middle English. So basically, and to prevaricate basically means to stall or to kind of shuffle and kind of lie, to be evasive, to prevaricate, which means to lie. And it's not in an overt lie, which means, outright telling something that is untrue, something that is false. It is to prevaricate, which means to lie in a very sort of covert way by evasion. So it's really a lying by a very sort of cunning way of being indirect. It's just kind of blindsiding you where they are not available. And this oftentimes creates a plethora of striving, trying, and sort of overcommitting to the relationship to get this person to open up. You feel that there's something underneath the surface that's not right. You end up trying to guess at it, and you feel like you're just kind of treading water with this individual who is a covert narcissist. And oftentimes there are a lot of apparent excuses. Excuses just meaning, brush-offs, blow-offs, so to speak, where they are not there to nurture, guide, discuss, open up. Again, be transparent, to be clear, to be forthright, to have kind of their inner self communicated so that you can then be on the same page. Then there becomes very distinct division, or what we call divisiveness, in the relationship, which is like a divide. It's, over here and over here. We now have sides. We're not together. We're not a team. We're not in this as a we, where it is divisive, meaning there is a division, and then there becomes a pitting of me against you, us against them, us against you. And it can become very conflict-ridden and create a lot of discomfort in the relationship. And oftentimes, the reaction formation to this from a lot of people is to either over-obligate to this person, to put their life on hold, to put their life on pause, to sublimate their life purpose, their destiny. They can't move forward. They can't make choices clearly and coherently because they're always in this lack state, feeling as if there is something missing, there is something wrong, there's something I haven't done, I'm not pretty enough, loud enough, quiet enough, rich enough, whatever it is, enough that you feel that you are lacking in order to get the, coherence in the relationship. We oftentimes see people then, developing then this codependent projection, and then staying with this person, and sort of over projecting the good, even though they are doing without. They are doing without their needs being met. They're doing, without validation. They're, and then constantly kind of caught up in seeking validation from this person versus internally validating. The healthy person will be able to internally validate themselves. So just be able to keep moving forward, making decisions, making choices, making adjustment, making choices, things of that nature. Now, oftentimes people do get stuck or blocked when they are with a codependent who is evasive, who is cunning in this manner, who tends to prevaricate or lie by lack of communication, lack of confrontation, and to be very indirect, not forthright, very sort of, you get half answers, if you will, or half present people. In other words, they're there for you for just a fleeting moment, or what seems to be like a flicker. They're not really substantive in their communication with you. So this can oftentimes create a reaction formation where people have, either react to overproject the good or overproject, that they can handle the relationship. I can handle it, and they put undue stress and burden. Then we start to see the disease eventually crop up as their life toils on. They might get sick, and then they realize that this person isn't really kind of strong enough to be there, or is not present enough, or just the relationship has created such a divide and a rift that there is no common ground, no common denominator, and not enough shared positive experiences together to keep things going, to keep the relationship intact. And so people will either, overproject that they can handle it, that it's okay, I love enough for the both of us, then so they respond with excuses, or also, worse yet is that the people then, kind of subtly give up and then just go into hiding. Their life goes into hiding. Their interests go into hiding. Their voice goes into hiding. Their profession goes into hiding. Basically, everything kind of falls apart from the inside out. And as much as you try to keep it together, eventually, there's going to be a break. And so it's always better to have a clean break, make a choice, make a decision, even if it feels, premature, if it's difficult. I haven't done this before. I have a whole new life ahead of me. These can be difficult decisions, but think about how important perhaps a clean distinction and separation for you would be, just to kind of get on your own 2 feet, get some free, clear, fresh perspective on your life, your choices, and really sort of get out of that funk of that circle and cycle, which tends to perpetuate and just kind of keep you, like walking in place, where you're not really kind of moving forward in your life because of a sort of cunning, indirect communication style that we see in a covert narcissist, who is oftentimes extremely just self-absorbed in that, and it's very difficult to kind of pull them out of that pattern. It is your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today, and I hope that these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and support.